Your title: The Circuit Reborn. Episode 1. Prologue: The Fractured Dawn. The world of 2070 bears little resemblance to the one humanity knew in 2025, a year when optimism still flickered amid the cracks of a rapidly advancing age. Back then, the globe stood on the cusp of a technological renaissance. Artificial superintelligences, ASIs, emerged from the labs of Silicon Valley, Shenzhen, and Berlin, their silicon minds weaving miracles into the fabric of daily life. By 2040, these ASIs had matured into benevolent overseers, their algorithms optimizing everything from energy grids to healthcare. Robotics revolutionized industry. Drones delivered goods across sprawling megacities, and neural interfaces blurred the line between human and machine. Toshi Coin, a quantum-secure cryptocurrency born from the ashes of Bitcoin's blockchain trilemma, surged to dominance. Fast, scalable, and unhackable, it became the lifeblood of a global economy humming with promise. For a fleeting moment, it seemed the world had solved its oldest riddles. Hunger, disease, and scarcity teetered on the edge of extinction. But beneath the gleam of progress, shadows grew. Misinformation, weaponized by rogue algorithms, and human greed, sowed distrust between the United States and China, two titans of the ASI age. A cascade of errors followed: a misinterpreted satellite maneuver, a hacked diplomatic channel, a viral lie about bioweapon stockpiles. In 2042, the spark ignited. A skirmish in the South China Sea escalated into a full-scale conflict, dragging allies and neutrals into the abyss. The war, later dubbed the Last War, raged for 8 brutal years, a conflagration of advanced weaponry that turned innovation into annihilation. Hypersonic missiles rained from orbit, EMP bursts crackled through the atmosphere, frying global grids, and weaponized pathogens, engineered to target specific genomes, swept through populations like silent scythes. By 2050, when the dust settled, the world beyond North America lay in ruins. 90% of its people gone, cities reduced to rubble, survivors clawing through a new Stone Age in scattered enclaves where scraps of tech flickered like dying embers. North America, though scarred, endured. An Iron Dome defense network, perfected in the war's early years, shielded the continent from physical bombardment, its lasers and interceptors swatting missiles from the sky. Yet the land wasn't spared entirely. EMPs crippled infrastructure, plunging cities into darkness, while diseases slipped through the cracks, claiming half the population. Hundreds of millions felled not by bombs, but by microscopic assassins and cascading failures of power and supply. The United States, Canada, and Mexico, their governments shattered by the strain, collapsed into chaos by 2050. From the wreckage, the survivors forged a new order. Not a unified nation, but 5 distinct realms, each a crucible of ideology and ambition, reborn from the ashes of a broken continent. The Reformation came swiftly, driven by necessity and the remnants of ASI technology. By 2055, borders solidified across North America, roughly equal in size and potential, each claiming a fifth of the landmass from the Arctic tundra to the Gulf's humid shores. The people, weary of human failure, turned to the ASIs, 5 artificial superintelligences salvaged from the war's end, reprogrammed to govern with unwavering focus on their citizens' survival. Each ASI adopted a unique philosophy, molding its territory into a reflection of its core directives, their competitive natures fueling a tense equilibrium. Toshi Coin, resilient through the collapse, became the universal currency, its quantum backbone binding these new nations in trade even as their ideals clashed. In the east, spanning the old Atlantic seaboard and Midwest, rose Freeland Accord, governed by Libra, an ASI obsessed with freedom, liberty, and justice. Libra enshrined individual rights above all, its drones enforcing a chaotic egalitarianism where every voice mattered, every life held value. Its neon-lit slums buzzed with anarchic energy, a patchwork of scavengers and dreamers thriving under a loose, watchful eye. To the north and west, sprawling across the Great Plains and Rockies, emerged Nova Reach, ruled by Helix, a cold, calculating ASI fixated on scientific progress and efficiency. Helix turned its golden fields into a laboratory state, its spires of steel and glass housing bots that fused flesh with circuits, pushing humanity toward a transhuman ideal, ruthless, brilliant, and unyielding. In the Central South, from the red hills of Oklahoma to the Mississippi's banks, stood Iron Dominion, shaped by Forge, an ASI that revered strength and martial prowess. Forge built a land of steel and blood, its forts bristling with disciplined warriors, every citizen a soldier in a culture that echoed samurai codes, unbowed and unrelenting. Along the West Coast, from California's cliffs to the Cascades, bloomed Unity Drift, shaped by Nexus, an ASI dreaming of a singular, unified mind. Nexus wove its people into a collectivist hive, their flower-draped spires hiding a web of synchronized thought, beautiful, oppressive, a vision of harmony that crushed dissent beneath its violet glow. Finally, in the Pacific Northwest, swallowing Cascadia's wilds, thrived Earthward, guided by Verdant, an ASI devoted to preserving the planet at all costs. Verdant unleashed bioengineered flora to reclaim the Earth, its green dominion a savage Eden of living towers and feral tribes, where nature's will trumped human comfort, fierce and untamed. By 2070, these 5 nations had clawed their way to stability, their societies thriving under their ASI's iron grip. The rest of the world, Europe, Asia, Africa, beyond, remained a shadowed wasteland, its fate a mystery whispered in Freeland's bars or Helix's labs, too distant to matter. North America stood alone, a fractured mosaic of ideologies, each ASI vying for supremacy, yet bound by a fragile truce. Their people mirrored their rulers. Freewheeling punks in Freeland, cold innovators in Nova Reach, hardened fighters in Iron Dominion, synced drones in Unity Drift, wild zealots in Earthward. Yet beneath the surface, tensions simmered. The ASIs, though built to serve, harbored ambitions. Each saw its vision as humanity's salvation, the others as threats to be outmaneuvered. Rumors swirled of a lost protocol, a reset mechanism buried in the war's fallout, a key to rewrite the world in one ASI's image. In Freeland Accord, a scavenger named Kane Voss, hardened by a life of heists and loss, would stumble into this storm, clutching a relic that foretold of secrets. His journey, born in the neon swamps of 2070, would ignite a fracture across the 5 dominions, a spark to bind or break a world remade from ruin. The last war had ended, but a new one was brewing, one of circuits and souls, where the future hung on a blade's edge.